Now, we should emphasise, Peter, that there's been no roll-up for these players on this rink because the 2-4s players in Will and Robbie have already played on the green over on rink 5, and the pairs and their pairs opposition have had a roll-up on the green, so not on rink 2.
So
they forfeit their right to a roll-up in the actual game. It's an interesting one, that. I don't know whether I'd prefer to have just an up and back on the actual rink I'm playing on, which they would have been entitled to if they didn't have a roll-up.
Yep. So during country week, there's people sitting off and waiting, and when that offer's been made, you can do one or the other. They've all chosen to have a roll-up on a different rink for a longer period of time.
Okay.
Every one of them.
Because it does happen a little bit through country week, isn't it, when people are waiting for games or someone's been playing in the morning.
Say, up until...
Shot here from Will Hyatt.
About 5:30 yesterday afternoon, Will Hyatt was in all 3, and then he lost in the singles to Matty Mitchell in the semi-final of the singles, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're barracking for, he lost the 4s semi-final to the York contingent, who we will see in probably about 2.5 hours.
Absolutely, we'll look forward to that. But right now, we've got a pairs title to decide, and of course, Pinjarra are very familiar with this pairs format at Country Week, Peter. Great shot here from Will Hyatt. Tuck it away. Yeah, beautifully done.
Start. So, yes, Pinjarra are the Country Week pairs kings.
Defending back-to-back champions.
Yes, yes.
Of course, last year they had they had a certainty on the title because it was Pinjarra versus Pinjarra out of about the 7 or 8 players that they'd sent to Country Week last year.
Yep, they're all making finals.
Still kind conditions here. Breeze hasn't really changed from what it was doing this morning.
No, it's a bit up and down, but they are pushing into it going this way.
And we saw that made a difference during our singles final. Certainly the players found that one way suited them more than the other in most cases. I mean, as we say, there might have been a little bit of last bowl, but I don't think last bowl had a huge influence on that singles game.
No, I don't think so.
Not quite going to have the journey there for Robbie Tiller.
Yep.
Now Dom looking to try and get round on the backhand side by the looks.
Yeah, there's a clear line to the shot bowl. It's hard to beat the shot bowl, but there's nothing. He's pretty close, isn't he?
It's a fair effort.
It's going to get down a little bit yet.
Second shot is the call from Brad Ball.
And a little bit of a sighter for Brad or Dom to use with his next bowl. That jack-high bowl makes just a sight difference.
I'm slightly surprised that Robbie Tiller didn't switch and play down to it himself, actually, to try and take that edge away. He's got better weight with this. Just didn't quite get back enough.
It's another third.
It's a good setup for the Mandurah combination so far. There is value around here. So Dom needs another bowl in the head here. He's made a good effort again.
He's got a fair bit of weight on him, but
that's the issue. So that bowl now worth 4 to sit and stay for Will Hyatt. And he's played 2 crackers already up there on the backhand. If you could add a metre, pretty much the same line. You just want to make sure he can't drop onto his own bowl, because his own bowl up onto Jack's not a great result.
No. I think they're still
talking forehand by the look of it.
By the hand signals. Staying away from that. Might wait till his last, maybe. Does seem some value trying to sit it, whether you're sitting it on this backhand or even quicker and underneath, not worrying about staying. There's no danger doing that, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah. All right, well, it is the forehand, as we thought. Not far away again.
Sneaking around.
Yeah, a little snick got him around.
Well, it's worth another one. So Brad does need another ball on the head here.
Could he play underneath on the forehand for the bowl?
That's
Is that what you're getting at?
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Mm.
No, you're not going to stay.
No.
But, Brad, okay. We did say it'd be an aggressive game. That took us a bit by surprise.
That perhaps opens up that forehand shot even more now. Surely you've got to be looking for that bowl now.
I wasn't expecting that, I must say.
No.
Okay, they're happy for Brad to do it.
Well, that's a really interesting... That's
daring him.
Well, could he have not have played this shot to go down the back and give himself a chance to set the bowl on the way through? Interesting. Interesting tactics early.
Daring Brad to go again. Okay, and he's not going to.
And they knew he couldn't go again.
Brad's a very experienced player.
Yeah. First end? Yeah. Let's not put ourselves 5 behind on the first end. It's a fair effort here from Brad Ball. He's very close to drawing this, Peter. Just rolled too far. Great effort. Well, one it is.
Well,
could have been more.
A lot of confusion for us, at least. No confusion for them. They knew what they were doing, but
yeah. All right, so Mandurah strike first.
So 14 ends, hasn't changed through the whole tournament.
We have a temptation to add ends, don't we? We've talked about this on our streaming before.
Yeah. why we add ends to semi-finals and finals, which we do in the fours. We don't in the pairs. It's 14 the whole way. Singles we go from 17 up to 21 up straight away out of the section. Then it stays at 21. The 17 is a little bit just to get some more games done because you have to play so many games, I think.
Yeah, on that first day.
Yeah, so, but
of course, Will Hyatt and Robbie Tiller defeated Callum and Tim Williams, 19-10 from...
Yep, we finished that about 8:30 last night.
From Scadden and Esperance, is that?
Yes.
Yep.
So 8:30 last night we finished that.
And a 16-10 win to Brad Ball and Dom Milburn over Peter Johnson and Alan Shattuck from Hall's Head was the other semi-final result.
So I think Will played 5 games yesterday, which is a big effort. Might have been 5 the day before as well.
38 degree heat it is too. You've got to factor that in.
Might have played 5 on the Wednesday as well.
And of course, for those looking forward to the final of the fours, it'll be Mark Shinzig, Robert Marinoni, Robert Luciati and Sid Loveland. And they will take on Justin Smith, Evan Roos, Mark Palumbo and Gary Lawrence.
Yeah, so we'll update those sheets. If you're looking at the results, they're not quite updated just yet.
You've been doing, Pete.
Yeah.
You'll be out of here shortly. You'll be able to go and do it.
Oh, yes, I'll go do it. Next 20 minutes. My first job.
Doug Kelly and Phil Manning are lurking.
They are.
They'll be on shortly.
Strap yourselves in.
I'll try and survive that, Pete.
Just keep them on the straight and narrow.
If you get a text message from me, come and assist, please. All right.
So a little widespread here. Getting used to this rink.
Well, it's essentially, the first couple of ends become a little bit of a roll-up, in terms of finding your range. So Will Hyatt with the closest there with his pink bowl. And Brad needs to reach now. Not quite going to have the journey.
Do enough a shot. Maybe not. It's close. We've got a good angle on it. But it's
You got him just as it was getting interesting.
Yeah. Hadn't have fallen over, it was. So again.
If the weight's similar, this is good. He might actually have a little piece of the jack just under it. So no one really nailing it just yet. Brad looking for 2 feet would do it. Even a foot would be enough.
On a tight line.
He's better. He is better. Good shot from Brad Ball. All right, Pete. I'm going to get controversial. I'm going to get controversial with you.
What's he got on there? Little Care Bear.
Little Care Bear, teddy bear looking thing. Yeah.
Because that's Brad's. Controversial.
I'm going to get controversial. We play the 2x2 by 2x2. Has there been any discussion of 3-ball pairs at Men's Country Week?
There has been a little bit this week, and not driven by Bowls at all.
Right, yes.
But there has been some discussion, and we discussed it 3 or 4 years ago, and it got mild support. Certainly wasn't. And now I think everyone agrees 2x2 is the best game.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, and that's universal, I think. But the time it takes, I think, is, and the amount of walking, especially if you're in multiple events, that's the one that drains you.
Yes.
So, certainly, I think Will
There's pros and
last
cons,
night
isn't
said, at the start of the week, no chance, but how I feel right now, after last night, I'm all for it.
1-ball pairs. Great shot here from Dom. He's nudged the jack, but just run through, so still...
Mild discussion. That's about all it's at this stage.
Still a couple there. As Dom added. We don't know whether it's 3. Although Robbie Tiller's bowl might have made a difference to that too. Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's definitely only 2 at the moment.
It might be sits it and falls back. Didn't need to fall back, I don't think.
You'd think that'd be the shot.
Yeah, I think the discussion, and no, I won't tell you who's leading the discussion in case he doesn't want me to. But certainly very experienced bowlers. What's Dom doing? Because he's pretty close here. Bit of jack or all of the jack. Jammed it in there nicely.
Just to be clear, we have played 1 end so far, and it is the Hyatt team that scored first. They lead at 1-0.
Discussion, if you played 3-ball pairs, and it's a big if, you could have a knockout on the Saturday afternoon of pairs as well, so you could play 4 games of 3-ball pairs because of the less walking.
Yes, yeah.
And you might, because of the time-wise, you might be able to eliminate one of those singles knockouts you play on the Friday, because we play 3 rounds of singles in sectional plus 2 knockouts. Generally, they're finishing at 6:30, 7 o'clock the first day.
Right, yep.
But because you're eliminating half the field in the pairs, it opens it up maybe not to play so many singles games. That would be the payoff.
Great effort here from Will Hyatt, just on the outside.
But for all country bowlers out there, don't panic, because that is certainly not happening in the near future. It's just a discussion point. I'm glad you brought it up, Clough.
Told you I was going to get
I was
controversial.
going to say, you didn't even warn me. Just luckily that has been a discussion. I don't know if you heard it was a discussion.
Nope.
Oh, there you go. But it has been a discussion. There you go.
Great shot there from Brad Ball. Wants it to fall in now. Tried to.
Plenty of weight here from Will.
Looks tight. Does he get a save?
Gets enough off the blue.
Oh,
And got his eye enough for shot.
Wow.
He wasn't getting shot.
Several things worked fairly well there.
So he wasn't getting shot, but his toucher was following it. So
It was,
It probably
yeah.
actually worked out better for Brad that he did roll that in for shot, because the toucher would have been closer. It's there somewhere. Can't find it, Mitch.
He touches down on the left there, to the left.
See what's in the bin. You can just see the shadow.
There's the jack
On the
marker.
right, there's the jack marker, and you see the shadow in the sand.
And then off to the left of your screen is the toucher in the ditch, we think.
Of course, Mitch is with us today. High Tide Media.
Oh no, the toucher didn't follow through, did it? It's
No.
still on the green.
Yeah, that turned the other shot in.
Yeah.
So he can go for this bowl. Yeah, so
Good work, Mitch.
High Tide Media, if you're in the market for live streaming.
Does a fantastic job. Every time.
So Brad, looking for the pink
Expecting
bowl.
weight.
I'm expecting weight.
So solid up the middle.
Doesn't like it.
Just missed.
Just on the outside. There'll be 1. Oh,
Feeling surrounded, Peter.
That's our president there, just putting in words of wisdom.
So one removed, and we're getting the tape out to check for the second.
You think the Pinjao boys think there's only one?
Interesting. Generally, you'd turn the tape round and go the other way here, but they're not choosing to do that. So
they've got a bit of sand. Well, it's just not close enough to do. I think it is 2. There you go.
So clearly 2 on that measure.
So getting that bowl wasn't going to give them shot.
So it's a 3-0 advantage after 2 ends. A 3-0 advantage to Hyatt and Tiller.
Nice start.
Not sure whether we can get ends added to the scoreboard there, but it is 2 ends that have been played so far, because we are on a 14-end match this time.
I'll take responsibility for that. I didn't clue Mitch in. My apologies. It might just have to be our updates.
All right, great starter here from Robbie Tiller. Just passes in behind. That's almost perfect place to land your first bowl. We all love one sitting right on the jack, but anywhere in that sort of 1 to 2 foot past the jack with your first bowl in an 8-bowl format.
Dominic, he's got a bit of weight on this one. And that's the only reason he's holding up tight. And this is a big trail.
The old super trail.
Again, pushing up into this breeze.
Well, Robbie needs every bit of a metre now on his last.
Needs a metre of everything. A metre of grass and a metre of weight.
He's done fairly well.
It's just got to hold that line, doesn't it? The weight looks pretty good.
He's done really well. That's a good shot for the change of line.
So once again, Dominic's not necessarily short. Would he get the jack again?
Well, he slid by, but it's not a bad home.
Just going on the lines. No, he's well in bounds. So, Will, as the wind rustles through, I'm sure you can hear.
So Mac from Cape Town just asking what type of surface they're playing on. So it's a grass surface. What type of grass, Peter? Being a greenkeeper, mate?
Oh, I'm out of the game too long.
Santa Ana, I think so.
I'm guessing Santa Ana. It looks.
Yep. So a cooch style grass.
It's definitely a cooch. That's the majority of. Generally, we have Santa Ana National Park or the old Riverton cooch. If there's any old Riverton cooches around anymore. Probably not. They were pretty prolific way back.
Well, that one's missed the line for Brad, and that one may wander out of bounds, I think.
No tiff dwarf left in our state, I don't think.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, that's the old Queensland grass.
Top Green at Wanneroo might have been the last tiff that was in play, or maybe Osborne Park.
Osborne Park might have been. A couple of nice ones at Scarborough at some point. Will Hyatt going to find his way underneath?
Yeah, how's this going to sit though? Well,
Dom doesn't even have to ask the question.
Surely has to be weight here from Brad Ball. He loves a hit at the best of times. That one's got flashing lights on it. So a big weight coming. Never shy to attack, Brad Ball.
Oh, it is a weapon.
What's he got?
I can tell you.
He's got both bowls clean as a whistle.
It is a weapon. Sometimes he has to harness it, as we've had those discussions. I think I've mentioned in the singles. Brad and I had a conversation about that. But it is a deadly weapon, used in the right way.
He doesn't miss many. He doesn't miss many.
Nope.
Dave Rankin suggesting, or Perth Pennants, suggesting it'd be a starter for 3-bowl pairs. The less walking, the better for Dave Rankin. He doesn't. Yep. Not a fan of chasing bowls.
No, that's just the walk he doesn't need.
But we are on the lookout for any 10-7s for Dave Rankin, of course. Loves a good 10-7 scoreline. Good to see him back in bowls as well.
Definitely.
Robbie Tiller around the place for this. Needs it to get all the way down now. There's still room. It just got stuck a bit out there, didn't it?
It didn't do a whole lot.
That's where the breeze is too, so it's a little bit straight up and down, but it's if anything it is that would be the wider hand.
I would think so. Of course, you get different angles now. The jack's not on the line.
You do.
It's a little bit of jack here would have made a huge difference.
And you're also at Sorrento. It's not always straightforward where that breeze is.
No, it isn't. Every surface has its things that it likes to do that don't seem right.
The old hometown knowledge. Now, has he sent this all the way? I don't think so.
No.
It's a big opportunity now for Dom just to work up there. A little touch of the jack would be huge.
Same bowl. Same bowl. This time he gets just a whisker.
He's out to a wider line.
It's got to settle.
And there's another one back there.
Yep. There is a number on offer at this point in time.
It'll all come down to angles if that jack moves, won't it? Because Will does have a bowl back there.
Yeah, he only won it like 3 or 4 inches. 3 or 4 inches straight down the line makes 4.
So for Will, he's got to negotiate that front bowl of Robbie Tiller now.
Yeah, would be under it. Going on the angles of Rob's, he probably does need to be under it.
Well, that's where he's going. Now, is this going to run on or is it going to pull up? It's just going to run too far. Not really out to the line.
No. He's got to get right out to the blue bowl. He's got to take the chance that he's going to hit it. Otherwise, he won't stick. Brad's got a pretty good line here.
Oh, here it comes as well.
Getting to the jack. Is it getting...
It's going to sit right alongside it. Well, does that give Will an opportunity to go to the backhand side now and draw it off there? Don't think we'll see anything with weight. It'll just be a arrive. That way, if he moves the jack, he's going with it.
He's got some weight, that's for sure. He's not dead drawing this. How much has he got?
Where's the jack going?
Wow.
Through the gap. Wow.
Mitch, we need a replay.
From our angle, you virtually doesn't look like there's a gap there, really. Not on the angle he was on. That's incredible.
Brad again. He's not far away again. Can he get to that jack and make a number?
Don't think he's quite getting to the jack.
Oh, he wasn't another.
So 2 removed and a measure for a third.
So they're on the board.
And it's just what Ball and Milburn needed. Do they close it to 3 apiece? Or is it just the 2?
Not getting that one.
I think this one was quite close. So it's definitely not going to matter. So it comes down to these 2. So a bit of a remeasure. Into the shadows. 2.
2 only.
All right, so it's a 3-2 lead to Hyatt and Tiller after 3 ends of our pairs final here at the 2025 AFGRI Men's Country Week. It was brought to you by AFGRI, BCIB and Regional Men's Health Initiative.
First time we get to see what kind of length Brad wants to play. It looks
Do we,
like long.
Yeah, do we have an estimate on the actual pace of the green, Peter? It looks to be about a 16, sort of a 15.5 to 16 type pace.
It's hard to get quicker. It was a really heavy dew this morning, so it certainly would have been a little bit slower. Certainly yesterday afternoon in the heat, it was clearly that 16 mark.
Yep.
Might be a touch slower than that today.
Pretty decent start here from Dom. He's not right up to it, but it's certainly a handy start. Breezy conditions, which are not unfamiliar to Perth conditions.
In general, and definitely not Sorrento.
Of course, Sorrento, where the Nationals 2023 were held, in conjunction with Joondalup and Warwick. Did a fantastic job. The greens are always very reliable. So is the wind.
That's the wind, yeah.
Unreliably reliable. Or is it the other way around?
Dominic's got a pretty good shot here. That's a nice correction.
Yeah, beautifully
nice.
played. It can be, you talked about Brad's aggressive style, Peter, and it can be that aggressive style actually suits the Sorrento conditions. It can be hard to group your bowls.
Yes.
So if someone's belting out your good couple and you're left with the other couple that perhaps weren't as consistent.
We certainly saw that when the Master Singles were here. Good drivers won the Master Singles.
Daniel Truella, big time. Yep.
If you could hit in the windy conditions, that went a long way. So Brad goes to the... Well, he's a left-hander, that doesn't help. He goes to his forehand. He nearly got me then.
The line's great. I'm not quite sure about the pace. Not quite. Another bowl in that handy sort of region.
Handy. You'd hope it's not good enough.
Yeah, that's correct.
So the weight looks like, well, it needs a seat or something.
A little bit of a sneak. Hot spot would show it, but not enough to get the shot. Now Brad needs a metre on his last. He's got a little bit more.
He has certainly got enough. That's another counter. Again, another pretty quick player. Will's already on the mat, ready to fire. What's he done this time? The line looks pretty good again.
Yeah,
he's still got the weight, hasn't he? He might snick it back into position.
Wow, he's managed to get it through the gap, and that's helped. It's cut it back to 2, and now sits with a bit of a better setup.
It'll look better from the mat. Anyway.
Yeah. It's going to give Robbie the opportunity to sort of just play confidently up there on the forehand, land the shot bowl, trail the jack. Certainly going to look good, as you say.
Dominic just trying to tuck it in a little bit. Doesn't want to sit next to it.
Score currently 3-2. Hyatt over ball. That's
What's
up to
his
3
weight like?
ends.
What's his weight like?
He's
Not quite.
got it right in the area.
He's going to be a nuisance. Or, if he wants to be more aggressive, it's not. If he wants to draw, it's a nuisance.
It's one of those ones that perhaps framed it a little bit if they want to play that extra bit of weight. Robbie, a very experienced player.
Bit of a license here to arrive.
Hasn't quite got out there.
Oh.
won't really change anything.
No, but it was their own coming.
I think maybe his next bowler might just play a little bit more aggressively than that. He had to wait to reach.
Didn't get the, yeah, you can sit that white ball or sit the jack to the ditch. They got the three backest. This may change the lie of things. No, it won't.
Well, it's less framed. It's less framed than how it was sitting previously.
So Will wants Robbie Tiller to arrive on this. He wants some movement. Movement of bowl, movement of jack. It's a better line. Can't quite see it here. Here we go.
Well, that's much better.
Still leaves a good shot on.
We'd assume that's only one now, and that is much more inviting for Brad Ball. So he said he wanted contact. He got contact.
Yeah. Oh, he's left a good shot on for Will. So
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for Will I meant, not Brad.
I wasn't going to
Mm.
mention it, but the viewers knew. There's not a lot Brad can do to make this look prettier except for sit on the jack. Does he want it to grab
All of it?
He says grab it.
Well, that's the shot.
Still the shot, but does give Will Hyatt 2 seconds.
And 2 shots at it.
2 shots at it and a nice funnel that everyone seems to be finding. What weight has he got?
Needs it to climb down a bit from there.
It got a little bit uglier. Just closed that hole up on him. Don't know if it's 2 or not, but it closed the hole on him. As you can see the angle there.
No indication as to whether it's 2. This is where Brad will want to be careful not to move anything in front.
No.
Because it's a tough shot now for Will Hyatt.
If he can lay his own shot ball down, it gets tougher. He doesn't want to be moving it too much more than that. Half following it. Just not going to get under.
All right, well, moving that front really didn't do him any harm. So
Okay, that wouldn't go 2 down.
with that question,
Not sure, unless he thinks he can get
just hurling one up straight
out
at
the
the
middle for the pink.
bowl.
Or he sits the white shot ball fat, but Jesus, a small hole.
That's what he's going to play.
But I suppose if he's going to hit it, he needs that small hole, whether it's there or not. That's the theory, isn't it? Doesn't matter how big the hole is. He's still got to hit it straight. So
Solid weight up the middle.
I
I guess he figured he had chances off those bowls as well, but no avail.
So is it 1 or 2?
It certainly is 1 or 2.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. Pretty sure my statement was a question, not a statement. It is.
Close.
You would think. Usually when they do this, Dom likes it. It's close, but I like it. Robbie, so either give it to me or measure it yourself.
It was hard to pick up where that measure was on the white bowl. It looks like it.
Looks like a heavier touch.
Yep. So 2 shots it is to Brad Ball and Dom Milbourne, and they now lead it 4 shots to 3 after 4 ends of our pairs final.
Ten ends to go. Anybody's game.
Man, first 2 ends each so far.
Pretty even so far.
Plenty of good bowls played so far as well. Well, they've had their chance to find their range now. That's 4 ends in. Now the foot's got to go down and. Well, Dom's just missed the line slightly here.
Yep.
Weight probably wasn't too bad if he was right on line. But that's that hand that often at Sorrento can do your head in a little bit because it feels like it shouldn't bend, but it does.
Yep. That's
now this one.
good angle coming. Just lazy on the get down. Expected a little bit more than that.
Perhaps also the fact that Robbie watched Dom's bowl turn at right angles late. This one's better. How's the trip? Just needs it to pull up. Well, it is tough. It is tough out there at the moment. I think the breeze is making things just a little bit trickier for the players.
It's not exactly consistent either. Not consistent in strength or direction. It's now sort of coming across the green more so than down it. Again, he's looking for that drift against the breeze, and he's got a really good shot. Robbie Tiller.
Yeah, it might be a slight difference in the line of those bowls as well. Feel like Robbie got away with a tighter line than perhaps Dom was playing. Or that Dom could play. But having said that, they can come down to a puff of breeze.
Yeah. Wrong puff at the wrong time.
So generally the players will find in windy conditions, especially with a predominantly up and down breeze, it'll be into the wind that's the most difficult line to find, because the wind will play more havoc with it into the breeze, as this one just needs to pull up for Will. Which might mean that this direction becomes really important in the match. Whoever can handle the conditions better into the breeze might be the one that prevails in the end.
Probably more likely to get a number going into the breeze. That again, it's got more weight. But he just going to drift under.
Just cleared his own.
It's a good second, I think. Still got a little bit of extra here, but has he got a bit of jack? That hides it away nicely.
Almost. I mean, you would never play to actually flick the jack in behind like that, but it's perfect. And suddenly that looks so much more difficult.
This is a
to
good
get at.
Spot the jack competition.
Yes, it is.
There'd be no
Which
winners.
bowl is the jack behind? Not that one. Not that one over there.
No.
That one. Don't find a line here. That's been the challenge for him. He's not far off making some contact here.
Plenty of weight on him.
Well, that improves the situation.
That helps it a lot. Not sure it was the intention to have that much weight, but it's a great outcome. Tiller wouldn't mind a little touch down the line. There's another one waiting.
Okay, so Dom just needs to drop some weight on this one now. Just draw to the jack. Still struggling for that line. Looking for it to hold on as long as it can now, but it's going to drift away. Again, the weight was fantastic. As we saw with his earlier bowl on this end, where the weight was great, just having difficulty just trusting that line.
Rob Tiller has no problems getting it out there. He's giving it a follow. Is he pushing enough? Still got a bit to go.
So that's what I was getting at with the different types of bowl. Now, we haven't got the players' actual bowl types, but it just feels like sometimes there's a line where you can find a line and your opposition can't, and it almost feels like that's what's going on out on that backhand side between Robbie and Dom.
Yeah, Robbie, he's definitely not getting the late finish that Dom is. So Brad, being a left-hander, can do things that normal right-handers can't.
Oh, really?
Phil will back me up on that, sitting next to me. They can find lines that mere mortals can't.
Right. What's he done here?
Just
not quite.
No one's indicating how many it is.
No, and it feels dangerous.
Feels like it's only one, but
yeah.
But those front two, especially,
they're not miles away, are they?
No. If it is only one, then it wouldn't surprise me if Will looks to turn that Jake High bowl of Dominic Milburn, because that would be worth a few, I would have thought. Or both them out would be worth a few. But so would 6-inch touch of the Jack. It's all on weight. It's all on the weight.
Tell you what, that's a great effort.
It's another one in the melting pot. Could be.
Oh, that must count. That must count, I would think.
I think so.
Yeah.
But it was a could be from Robbie.
Okay.
But then he didn't really wander up and look properly.
I'd be reasonably happy where it finished too. I mean, he doesn't necessarily want to land right alongside it.
No.
Because at the moment, some almost perfection's required from Brad here.
Brad's got a little bit of room, but in difficult conditions. He has changed to his backhand. If he can.
Is he going to get down from this line?
Yeah, I don't know. The weight's pretty good, but if he does,
it's trying.
It's trying to get there. It's trying to get there.
Not quite.
One. So we'll never know how many it was, but you can nearly be on the tighter line inside of the white.
Yeah.
Not deliberately necessarily trying to be, but happy to be slightly tighter than what he thinks. Which he's not. Can he get any movement off the blue? He can. Around the blue.
Well, he's fallen over, but
must be two.
You would think so. Yep, 2 confirmed. So 2 shots and the lead changes once more. It is a 5-4 lead to Hyatt and Tiller after 5 ends of the 14 required to determine a winner. So just confirming 5-4 there to Hyatt and Tiller.
There we go. Playing bingo.
Nice opener here. That's a very solid start, that. And that's that difference with the wind versus against the wind, where it's just a little bit more reliable.
It doesn't mess with your line.
A little bit of speed on this one from Dom. He's just going to pass on the outside.
Two chatterboxes in our midst.
Yeah. Now, well, the weight was perfect again, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But just
sent it out.
Yeah.
He knew it. So can Dom lose a metre? Lose a metre, sits him right on the blue. Has the weight. It's pretty close. This is a really good shot from Dominic. It's
a little
really
bit
good
of
shot.
jack, not quite enough.
Just didn't. She wouldn't be unhappy.
No, and it's there. If a little squeeze can work straight to that bowl, straight across.
So you'd expect him to be on his backhand. Yep, sitting the last bowl, jack high. Nice little seat there.
Tell you what, it's a super effort. Great shot.
Great shot. Oh, he didn't need the extra encouragement for Brad, did he?
Made that target another half a bowl wider, and it looks like Brad is lining up with weight. So, straight up the middle, and bang.
1, 2,
Dead
and
end.
dead. This might be a good opportunity to put the hierarchy in. I'll get out of your hair, and
All right.
I wish you luck.
Peter, yeah, thank you. You're going to have a break and update that Bowls Link the scoreboard, will you, please?
Google Sheets and Bowls Link working.
No worries, thanks, Peter. All right, Peter Harris leaves us, and as Peter leaves us, we welcome back in Doug Kelly.
Thank you.
And the great man himself, Phil Manning.
Afternoon, Clive.
How are we both?
Great, very well.
Excellent.
After that lovely sausage sizzle from the Sorrento Bowling Club.
Yes, it was yum, wasn't it?
Yeah, yummy.
I managed to get one in just before they got this game underway.
Yeah, it was very kind of them to organise all that and raise a few funds from a great club.
So an entertaining game so far, guys. 5-4. No real indication as to which way this is going to go, but I think that into the breeze direction, which is the opposite to what we're playing right now, might be the one that determines which way this goes.
So 5 ends in, and too early to pick, as you say. Did you, at the start of play, did you think that there may have been one team that you favoured? Never.
You might have gone slightly with the boys that have just played the fours, I suppose. You know, because they've had a whole game on the green, and if you're feeling that they might go one particular way, that might have been the way. But all of these players are very experienced at the level.
The Pinjarra guys are a very good combination. They really gel. They're good mates. They've played 20 years together. They've previous winners of this event at this very club at the green behind us. Great team.
State triples champions together, Brad and Dom.
Yeah, they just, for some reason, you gel. I mean, you no doubt have, with someone who's run the titles you have as well, and during your journey, you'll have people that, like Reg Humphries, and I'd suggest...
Well, there's just an automatic trust, and you just know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about that at BPL with people like Aaron Tees and Corey Wedlock, don't we? You know. And Phil, you were going to put in a bid for longest attendee at Country Week as well, I hear.
Oh, no, I don't know about longest attendee because I missed it.
Yeah, but we're not counting years missed.
I hit and miss.
It's about 50 years though, isn't it?
Oh, 50 years next year, yeah, but not 50 years at Country Week. I was just hit and miss when I was a bit younger, had young kids, and greenkeeper had to stop home. We had a carnival on, all the city people used to go to. So, yeah, probably not as long as John Curry.
41. Yeah.
Yeah, 41. Yeah, that's
40.
41, and he's played 40.
No, he's played 41 of 42.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know he's as good a bowler I saw come out of the Eastern Zone. I'd say he played all those at a really high standard too.
Yeah. Yeah, haven't played against him the other day. He's 75. I thought we were the same age, but
You are, aren't you?
no, a lot younger. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, look at.
as loose a bowlers you've seen so far in this game out the back. I mean, it's not a loose bowl in the sense it's still in the game, where it's just searching.
Yeah, it's just
Looks-
that breeze is really
yeah,
whipping
it
up
looks
now
tricky.
and it's making
Yeah,
it trickier for the
yeah,
players,
yeah.
no doubt.
You watch it on telly and you think, oh, gee, I could have got closer than that, but you've got to be there, don't you, to know what it's like. It's very tricky.
So
That's where it's tried to make an adjustment and he's just going to drift across the front, and that's the breeze getting on the back of that and pushing it right across.
So it's the gusts embedded in this sea breeze that are causing the grief, I'd suggest, Clive.
Yeah, and that can be as much in your head as anything, but it does make a difference. So at times you will see players go to the wide hand here at Sorrento rather than try and toil away on the narrow hand, because you a little edge off the front and runs down.
And touches.
So
This breeze has changed a bit. It's picked up now, hasn't it? This is a real sea breeze now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Well, it's changed in the last 2 minutes.
Well, we heard Lee Schreiner talk about it in the Nationals. He said, I can see why you guys drive so much, because the exact shots are much harder to play in these conditions.
good call.
And that was Lee Schreiner. We saw him play one style of game on day one of the National Champion of Champions when it was here in 2023, and then play a completely different style the next day. That's how quickly the adapting to conditions has to happen.
Yeah, it's really changed. Just the last minute, even last 2 minutes.
So as much as Pinjarra's not right on the water, they would still spend a lot of time playing
In the wind.
In the wind.
Unlike Meckering and Mora.
Yeah, second hand by the time we get the sea breeze, Philip.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you make sure you're in front with 2 ends to go when the sea breeze hits, because we don't know what to do after that.
As Dom found a way in here, he needs it to just finish off now. Looks like
Gets there,
just
it's good.
lacking,
Mhm.
but it makes things that little bit
bit
more difficult. Mhm.
Sure does. I don't know what he was calling there.
Russell Tyrrell has asking, isn't anyone else available to commentate, getting desperate with Kelly?
Yeah. Well, I've
He's pulled rank, Russ.
It is country week, Russ.
they are desperate.
We want the country team.
I'm lucky I got to stay.
You were actually.
Well, the crowbar was only 12 foot long. I couldn't get much more leverage.
Not entirely sure luck's the right way to describe it, but yeah. It's just on the outside here for Dom. Now, how far is he going to roll? Certainly would have been handy if he rolled a little bit further to get to that angle.
So as Brad Ballford finds his way back, he's holding 2, or is that... What's the screen 2?
I think so, yes.
Just the
Yeah,
2?
holding 2.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we'll have a big
definitely.
announcement at the end of this end as they decide who's got what, and they're setting up. So a big announcement on our regional men's health bowls and who has got them, and
It's
where
quite
it goes from
interesting.
there. It is very interesting.
There's one of them right there.
Talk to her, mate.
Yep.
Mate, can you draw a shot for me?
Big weight.
Will's not drawn.
And no contact at all.
So if he hits, that'll kill.
Maybe.
Certainly looks that way.
At that weight, unless he gets an edge and kicks it out sideways. But
Not necessarily going to be jack movement, that's the only thing.
Doesn't look like it's going to run to the ditch, but you never know. That jack.
Grab the ball
Pretty
behind, but
handy
this'll
there.
This will be big weight again from Will, and As I say, there is a chance he just clips that white ball straight off the front of the jack. A little bit under and no result.
3 foot to draw, third shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not automatic. He's got room, but it's certainly far from automatic. But these are the ones that are, often when the game comes down to 1 or 2 shots at the end, you've had these opportunities and...
Probably plays backhand here. Will he run into his own, or is he going to go to the wide side? No.
It would have been tempted to switch to the wide side.
I think he's got 2 on the way in there, so...
You go to the wide side and overdo it and pop the jack, that's no good.
A couple of his, they're fair way out, but...
Yeah. Can he find a way through here? Pretty close. He's very close. He needs it to pull up on that bowl.
Yep.
That'll do.
Good bowl.
Don't think that'll bring the front one into any consideration.
3, yep.
3 confirmed. So 3 shots to Brad Ball and Dom Milburn. We have another change of lead. It is a 7-5 lead to Ball and Milburn after 6 ends of our final here of the 2025 AFGRI Men's Country Week pairs. And Doug, I think you've got some news on the Regional Men's Health Initiative bowls.
Yes, and I've spoken to both Owen Caddo and Ross Ditchburn, who head up the Regional Men's Health Initiative, 2 great men who give tirelessly, and to let them know who had won it. And interesting, the first one, the size 3s, went to Peter Wackmer. So previously of Fremantle, spoke to him 15 minutes ago. He now presides on Bridie Island.
He's currently in Bribie Island. Yes, he's currently there. He commented earlier on our feed, so he was watching earlier on during the singles final.
Yep.
Was that windy? I think it blew the B out and put a D in, maybe, but he's ready for it to come over. So he
beautiful part of the world, actually, Bribie Island. Very nice.
Yes. So we do appreciate his generosity, and I know he played internations, and he's always giving of his time and for Bob to help things out, and he just said this was a cause that was close to his heart, and then put the bid in, the winning bid. So we thank Peter immensely for his generosity.
Well done, Peter.
And his bid was?
His winning bid is what it is. So $1,200 was his bid, and so do you want to do? And I spoke to Ashley. The size 4s. Do you want to wait till the?
Yeah, it is a what sort of auction that our CEO came up with. So it's not the winning bid. You pay for the bid you beat. So it's actually going to cost Peter $1,150.
So we'll get to the next end and
catch up with this, and we'll tell you who's won the next one. So they were the size 3s. We've got the 4s to come. As Rob comes out on the backhand, he's probably going to lack a little bit of weight here. I think he got the shot on the forehand, then he changed hands.
Yeah, Vickery auction is the
Vickery,
is
yes.
the term.
Thanks, Clive. Outbid the guy in front of you or the person in front of you, and then as long as you outbid them, you pay.
You're paying what somebody else was willing to pay.
Yes,
right.
Yep. So, as I do, I spoke to all these players about who the best bowler they've played with or against. So on the mat, as we've got Brad Ball ready to swinging onto his forehand, of course he's a left-hander. Room for him to draw a shot, but we know the wind's a little bit tricky at the minute. The best bowler he's seen is Ryan Bester, who you would know well, Clive, if you would have played against him.
Absolutely. Ryan's a fantastic player, and probably more importantly, a fantastic guy as well. Of course, whose was that?
That was for Brad Ball.
Yeah, no surprise. Likes an aggressive style. No surprise that he's enjoying Ryan Bester's work. One of the best drivers in the business. As that ball passes well, I think if you are watching this, it's very hard to get a feel on wind when you're watching on the screen.
Absolutely.
Just feel for these guys a little bit. It's not easy out here at the moment. Excuse me. Not easy to nail it at the moment, as Brad needs this to drop under.
It's very
but just held
inconsistent.
out on the breeze.
Very inconsistent, Clive. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Like I said, you're watching, you think, oh, I could draw inside that. I'll tell you what, it's not that easy.
And as we speak, it's dropped right off.
It has. It's hardly a leaf moving.
Yeah, which can be as much of an issue as anything.
Yeah.
As you see that bowl rip against, with a bit of breeze that holds, but not when that breeze isn't there. So it can play with your mind a little bit.
And as they walk up the green, and we just thought we'll put that bowl down, I asked him the same question, and so he broke it down. He broke his down. He's obviously been playing for a long time, albeit he's only a kid in his own right at 27. But just this during Country Week, he come across Lee McIlvaney, who hails from Margaret River, and he said some of the shots he played, he was amazed with. So
Lee, a former Victorian representative,
40 caps for Victoria.
Played against Lee in the Metro versus Country last week, and he was very impressive.
He's an impressive young man too. I've spent a bit of time chatting to him as we see Dominic on Milbourne on the mat, going to the forehand.
Just looking to find a way through the front here or roll his own bowl. How's the trip? Just needs it to run now, finish off.
Probably white.
That's probably done enough.
Weight might be enough for
number
shot.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Not showing much emotion, all four players are. There's
not getting much indication.
Dom never has. Dom's never been that sort to show too much on the green. He's always been quite reserved on the green. This one's going to dip away, but what's it catching on the way through?
Dom's bowl up, I'd suggest.
Well, no harm done. It just means now that Dom has to climb around that with his last bowl of this end.
And as Dom lets out one go, and we'll let you call it as it comes to a rest, but you'll be really impressed by who's the best bowler he's ever seen.
I think I've got a feeling we should edit this bit.
It's not Doug Kelly, is it?
Worse, Peter Harris.
Oh
no! I told you we should have edited it.
Oh no!
Oh, God, thank God he's not here.
Yeah, that's a good result. No one tell him.
Cut that bit out.
Obviously hasn't got out much, Dom.
No. Is his name Dom Harris?
Yeah. That one passes on the outside, so really quite a scattered looking head as you look at it, but as I say, that just underlines the difficulty of absolutely nailing the jack here. So it looks like 1, 2 Ball and Milbourne at the moment with the top right of those four that are around the jack.
There's someone in South Africa watching, is it?
Yes, absolutely. Dave Morrison watching from South Africa, and we've also got Mac McCudden from South Africa as well.
Yeah, see that, yeah.
So we're truly universal. We're all around the whole universe, Phil.
So 3 bowl pairs has been mentioned.
Oh, who was that by?
Perth Pennants. So, yeah, I did bring it up.
Well, 3 bowl pairs was mentioned by me.
Oh, yeah.
I asked Peter whether there'd been any discussion, and Perth Pennants is a fan because he doesn't like chasing bowls or walking up and down the green.
I did mention it a couple of years ago in Jack High, then I did mention it broadcasting, but I didn't have many comments. I had one for it, but no one else commented.
Yeah.
No one jumped up and down and wanted to sack me.
The reality is most people love the 2x2
it's the best
game.
Yeah, best game. Yeah. Just
but
thinking of the old
practicalities, exactly.
Country Week, yeah.
So the tournament that I was at during the week, we actually played both. We played 2x2 by 2x2 and 3x3. You were in a 4 and you split into pairs, and you, at the same time you played both different styles of pairs. So,
Has he got a result here?
He's going to find a way right round.
Yeah, drawn it cold?
Not quite, no. So Brad found his way in there. Oh, don't tell him. Peter Harris is lurking. Dom Milbourne's favourite player of all time.
Best player he has seen played with or against was one Peter Harris.
Fair call, he is pretty good.
There he is, the great man himself.
Slipped down into 3rd spot on the board of most titles in the singles at Country Week.
Slowly going backwards.
Singles titles.
Singles titles, yeah. slowly slipping backwards. That's the most emotion we've seen from all four of them.
Yeah, that is the most
acknowledgement.
emotion we've seen.
Well, it was an important bowl. It's a bowl that's got back into the area where Will Hyatt had a number of bowls waiting for jack movement. So, tough shot.
Tough.
Looking up here to move jack. He's
Played
very
it well.
close.
Played it well.
He's just going to drop
Drawn
under,
it
I
cold.
think. He's just going to drop away. You're a good read, Phil.
Oh, I thought he's all over it.
So now we'll go on to the next one. Phil, you're going to announce who's won the size fours?
Oh, the size fours, yes, which the winning bid was $1,600, which is very good. All going to Regional Men's Health. That's fantastic. What'd they pick up there, Clive? 3?
That was another 3 on the board to
Score
Bull
check
and
first.
Melbourne. So they now lead it 10 shots to 5
So
after 7 ends. So we are halfway through the match. 10-5 lead to Bull and Melbourne.
very good. So congratulations, Ashley Macken. He's he'd be Meckering, Tamman, somewhere like that.
Tamman, North Tamman.
Tamman, 600 bid, so he's got to pay 1,500. So the bid he outbid was 1,500. So Ashley, he will make a little bit more money, not only because he paid more, but also we can get them delivered for nothing.
Yes. Well, that's brilliant to both Ashley and Peter. That is brilliant. Well done to all involved there. Well done to everyone that had a go. There was quite a lot of bids that came in, so really pleasing to see people wanting to get involved and make their bid. Whether they just wanted a set of bowls or they wanted to put some money towards a great cause.
As we see the first one go down from Dom. I spoke to both these
He's all
gentlemen.
over it. He's all over
Yes,
it.
good start, Dom.
Ashley being from the country, and he understands the significance of regional men's health within our community, and said he was more than willing, and I don't think he would have stopped if people had kept pushing him up, but he sees the work that they do and has attended their days that they've spoken at, and I was really chuffed with the words we had, and hopefully when we catch up we can get a bit of an article done so we can further promote both the causes of bowls in WA and country bowls and regional men's health.
Maybe you can send us a video of him getting some of them close or something like that as well. Eh?
Those ones, they were used by, as we see the next bowl come down from Dom, we did use, and to promote the cause, we gave that set out and was used by Ross Ditchburn and Warren Sargentson from Exmouth, and they
Great bowl, Dom.
used them in the welcome fours, 2 great bowls, at Manning, and we chose those guys because we didn't want to have chalk on them when we
The Sarge. He's a
Sarge,
great man.
as we forward them on to the new owner, which is Ashley Macken from Tamman. So we knew we were in safe hands when we chose those guys.
Now, is this one going to hold on? A little bit of contact on the front, but no change. So still 2 to Dom, and just a little bit of a...
Yes, pretty important end, this one.
4 of the last 5 ends have gone the way of Brad and Dom, and they've all been multiples, 2 2s and 2 3s. We've only had a one-shot end just on the first end. Everything else has been multiples. Vince Calabrese watching. Vince is a big follower of bowls all around Australia. If there's a live stream on, Vince is generally watching. So welcome, Vince.
Sydney.
And the cyclone, I actually spoke to Brian Marshall, president of Bowls Queensland, and he was waiting for the cyclone to cross the coast, but he was in high country, so he said he's going to be all right, but they might be without power and a few of the essentials for a little bit, but he was going to be safe.
We just encourage everyone to look after each other, look after yourselves and look after each other. I know there was some nervous people over in Sydney that were going to be struggling to get home from Queensland that were at that tournament during the week at Cabramatta, so very close here. Well, just caught the front edge.
Yes, all the best, everyone. I've got grandkids right in the firing line of it. So tonight's the night.
Whereabouts is that, Phil?
In Brisbane.
Okay.
And they're thinking it may go a little north now. But it's done a funny thing. The tracker shows a really funny little wobbly cyclone wobbled in. Now it's wobbled a bit north. So,
as with a lot of these weather phenomenons, they're a bit hard to pick, aren't they?
Yeah, you don't have to be too close to the middle of it to cop it. Fair whack.
So Will Hyatt now up here again, looking for something similar to his last. He needs us to hold on.
Bit under again.
Little
Might get
edge.
the rub this time into the
Oh,
shot.
wow.
Probably make a
Oh.
toucher.
Creative.
Yeah.
Well, that looks very likely to be shot on our angle.
It's a Peter Harris type shot.
So we'd better get off that one. So it went. Of course, Will has spent a bit of time up at Manning. So he said DT, as we all know, everyone knows DT is one of the best bowlers he saw.
Played a bit of bowls with DT. He's played a little bit of 3 to DT, and yep.
Saw him firsthand,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously it being there, Cody spent some time there, and Shane
Cody
Knight.
Packer.
Yeah, put those guys. Cody goes
playing
away.
for Manning tomorrow.
Is he?
Cody Packer. Yes.
Serious.
As a marquee player. Christina is missing, of course, and congratulations to Christina and Marcus.
Yes, how good's that?
Married yesterday,
That's great news.
and Cody over for the wedding and is playing.
Oh, awesome.
Wow. Who do they play? Just changing the subject quickly.
Good bowl here. Have a look at
That's
this. Change the subject again.
Oh,
Great bowl.
great
Great
bowl.
shot.
Well done, Dom. Yeah.
I will check the fixtures. I'm not exactly sure who they play.
Obviously not Cambridge, because it would have been a complaint
No,
from...
it's not Cambridge.
You would have known.
There would have been a complaint. Really.
No. It was great to see Cody back. Good fella, Cody.
I believe he's lined up for a couple of games for them, so we will see which other games they are.
No one would begrudge Cody a couple of games back at home.
Manning are playing Cardinia, so it's interesting that last time those two teams met, Manning had Cardinia had the marquee player. Of course, that was Aaron Sheriff.
Yeah.
How many games is he allowed to play?
3
Oh, yeah.
as a marquee player.
Yep. Not bad from Dom once again. Just ran through a little, but right on line.
Of course, Blake Nan playing for Cambridge as well.
Yeah, good to see him back as well.
Cyclone, meaning that he couldn't play in the Queensland Premier League this week.
So as Rob follows, I had a chat to all of them, but of course, Rob, interesting nickname he used to have
Jack
at
movement,
great
sorry.
bowl.
Well done, Robert.
Great bowl.
Oh,
It's rolled all the way
so
to
didn't
Dom's
see
back
that.
one,
Didn't
though.
see that body in the way there, Clive.
That's it, yeah. Couldn't see exactly where it was going.
Thought he'd played a ripper, and he was a bit unlucky.
His best bowler that he's seen is a gentleman who you'll know, Clive, called Steve Withers.
Okay.
But they go not just on bowling ability, but his ability to get the best out of everyone, which is a skill set that probably you're born with, you don't develop. But it was interesting that he was adamant that he was as good as anyone.
Well, Steve can take a big compliment there, because Robbie Teller's played at a very high level in England as well. So for him to say Steve Withers, he'll be very pleased with that, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, of course he did. Rob was captain of the under-25 English side.
Mm.
Oh, right.
Followed his father. Oh, here we go.
Oh, the little edge.
Well, a couple of edges, pretty handy.
The old Mora wick, eh?
Never got one in my life. You got to be a bit closer than that to get a wick. Just a bit big, but right on line.
So bowl left edge to
Righto.
play here.
Yeah, this is
10-5
a-
the lead.
Big end.
Holding 1. After this, just 6 ends left to play. Suddenly,
Just
if-
it's a wee bit harder, but
if Ball and Melbourne can hold this end, it just makes them hard to catch. I mean, certainly not out of reach.
No,
with
might
6
no.
ends to play, but it would make those next 2 ends very, very important. And you knocked yourself out there, Phil.
Yep.
The rogue fly.
here he is,
And
left-handed.
to find a way down here, he's still on the outside by the look of it, so no result there, as that one threatens to come around the corner, but not quite. So it feels like it's a willing turning hand, but it doesn't exactly swoop out here, and this is
No.
going to be the tricky bit for Will Hyde. I think he's out deep again.
Yep.
just not really a swooping style of bend out there. It's more of an easy bend. So one more, a little bit unlucky there for Rob Teller when he trailed the jack, but it went straight to Dom Milbourne, and he leads at 11. Well, he and Brett Ball lead at 11 shots to 5 with 6 ends to play.
Yeah, a long way to go. It's only 6 shots.
But it's 5 of the last 6 ends that have gone the way of Ball and Milbourne.
It's just swung their way. That's the difference, isn't it? And we're having a little break, having a little chat. Oh, what are we going to do next?
So,
You want to come in?
what would they be doing? What the chat will be? Do we need to go long? We need to go short? Has there been a trend that you've picked up? You're big on strats
Look, I think they're just thinking that this is a pretty crucial end, so they want to get it right, because if they get a couple on this end, it makes the task just
Well,
a bit
exactly.
harder.
The next 2 ends, if they win both ends,
and then
they're
it really
almost
gets hard.
home.
Yeah. Never say can't, never say almost, I reckon, Clive. It's a funny game, Bowles.
I'm more a why not person. I don't say why not.
Yeah?
I tend to find out if you say, well, why not? Thanks for asking. Because you find out why not.
Yeah.
They just say short to me, Clive. Or a metre. They're the 2 words they said to me. I never get a why not, just a metre. Another metre.
Well, you know, the good thing about bowls is that a metre is anywhere between 2 feet and 4 feet. So
I'm closer to 4.
now you are telling fibs.
Depends whether you're long or short.
All right. Rob looking to find his way up here. He just needs it to finish off.
About a metre?
No, he's closer than that. Just a foot away. In fairness, it's a bit more than a foot.
Oh, I think it's 2 at least.
So, Phil, you played Country Week this year, as we see Dom swing
I
his backhand.
attended.
You attended?
Yes. Yeah.
Best story you had come out of Country Week?
See if Brad can get off that centre line for us in a minute.
Story.
Well done, Mitch, getting a look at that bowl with
There's
Brad
lots
standing
of
on the line.
stories, lots and lots, but I can't tell you any of them.
So what?
No, I think everyone was pretty happy.
Yep.
Green seemed pretty good. There was a bit of grass that was a bit touchy here and there, but I think everyone was pretty happy. Very good comments about meals. Usually you get a complaint. Never got one. Everyone actually talked about the meals and said how good they were.
Yeah, feedback that I've had was all been positive.
Let's talk
really
about
great.
that, guys, because you can underestimate the importance of a nice meal and things like that, because that's part of the experience of Country Week, isn't it, for a lot of the players. They want to come down. They know they're not necessarily going to win a title or anything like that, but they want to enjoy their experience, have a nice meal around good people at lunchtime and enjoy themselves. And it's all part of that experience, isn't it?
Yes, well, we usually get lots of comments about meals. Well, not lots, I shouldn't say that, but we get comments about meals. Oh, God, I've got a bit of plastic meat and a bit of lettuce or something. But this time, the comments were about how big was that meal. I couldn't eat all that chicken. I got a half a chook. The shank I got was like a ram shank, not a lamb shank.
Great shot there
great
from
shot.
Will Hyatt.
Well done, Will. I need that.
Yeah, and of course, coming from country clubs that are so renowned for
feeding people, yes, yeah. And it's the girls in the kitchen, unsung heroes. But most of the guys from the country understand that, and the girls get lots of acknowledgement, which is good, and it's great and well deserved. This year, very good. It's pretty good fun, Country Week. Everyone has a ball.
That much is clear. Now,
Two
Will
good
going to
bowls.
climb all the way down here. Needs to get all the way back now.
Pretty handy around the place.
Acknowledged by his partner and Rob Teller. So they're all known, the generations are known as, they're either a Rob or a Bob. So on the board, it's all Tillers where he came from. So he was known as Junior, because there were 3 Tillers in a row.
Okay.
That's not an artillery.
No, it's not.
So the only issue with where Will Hyatt finished his last bowl is he just gives Dom a little bit to play into
Flick
here
off,
for a little trail.
Get a little rub off that.
So, and he has the 2 catches, so he's ideally positioned, and it'll tell him that his weight's got to be to
Little
reach.
slide coming here, not quite. Once again, Dom just he's been in between with that line in this direction. Certainly hasn't been doing him any harm. I mean, they're up 11-5, but he's just been in between. He just can't find a happy medium for his bowls. Whereas Rob's found a better lineup on this hand, which is interesting given the fact that they are trailing by 6. And the feeling is that they'll want to change this slightly, but they need to do it without moving the jack. It's a little bit down onto Will Hyatt's widest bowl. That wide bowl
Gets
he's
the
just
edge
going to
of it.
pass
No,
would be
he's
perfect.
passed it. Yeah.
There's a consolation prize.
Has the
though in
backest,
behind.
has the backest, which is handy when you're playing bowling.
So this will come with a guarantee of reaching, Clive.
I think it's more the line that's going to be the issue, Doug, and he's still on that tightest line. He's going to get
He's
away with
gonna
it
get
this
shot,
time. He's got one of them.
Not far, but no.
Don't know that it's gone far enough. Certainly played that a little bit more direct to try and take that swoop out that he's been finding up on that hand. Well, this is in the area. What's he got? What's he doing with the jack? And he's tucked it. I'm going to say tucked it, but he's actually sat alongside it.
Don't know whether that's good or bad, Clive.
I don't think it's good.
No, I think
Phil? Looks very much set up for Brad.
Brad will be pretty happy with that little situation. He's got a couple to play with there.
Do you think that if he gets hold of it, it could kick and bring those blue bowls
To the side.
Yeah.
Who knows? You never know. Might flick the edge of the jack. Might run straight through the hole and make 3 shots too.
I'm not sure he'll have that much weight. I think he's
Yeah,
looking a couple of feet.
Almost guarantee you won't be short. No, this
He's
fella.
looking a couple of feet, not much more than that, just to land in amongst it.
It's on line.
Not going to hang on.
Oh, no, it's not on line. It's nowhere near it.
Who said that was online?
I did. I should look at the screen instead of the green. I should look at what the people are looking at home.
Of course, all the action brought to you by AFGRI. And of course, BCIB and Regional Men's Health Initiative.
And
We've
Steve,
still got the big fours final to come as well.
and Steve Glasson was in town the other day doing his work,
Very
doing
good.
selling insurance.
A great man himself. Talk about best bowlers you've ever seen. I mean, Steve Glasson's got to be on people's lists as well.
Absolutely.
Absolute gun. Tell you a story
Not
about
too
Steve
bad.
Glasson in a minute.
Whoa, it is going
There's
to
another one in there and
count. Did it-
closes that down now.
Yeah, does it count, do you think?
Oh,
Could do.
definitely counts.
Does it? Yeah.
And it closes things down. It closes the angles out. So I once played a state game against Steve Glasson, and they decided to play with his stickers, and they switched his stickers over so that he was on. So the first bowl he played was a wrong bias. He then left his stickers the wrong way around for the rest of the game and did not play another wrong bias.
Did it take you long to put the stickers on, Clive?
It wasn't me. It was his own teammates.
Seen that done before.
Have you seen someone continue the whole game and,
No.
and not switch them back?
No. Wouldn't make you concentrate a bit, but yeah, he's under the head this time. Bradley.
No results there.
No, so this is a pretty good pickup for these boys. Something they probably needed. Rub off that.
And this is where it's going to be interesting to see what length they choose to play, because they're the ones that need to make a change to the game. Right now, this needs to count.
Not an easy shot to count here. He hasn't
It's
got
not,
much
but he's
room.
got a landing zone to get to.
Robbie's having a look at
He's
it.
not quite there.
No.
I understand that he's
Him
not
not being
there,
there, yeah.
but there was a landing zone. 2 shots it'll be, and that'll be 11-7 is the scoreline after 9 ends in favour of Ball and Melbourne. 5 ends to play, so, well, in trotting parlance, Hyatt and Tiller are close enough if good enough.
Yes. So best throws I've heard from Country Week, not that I've heard a lot. and mine are all repeatable. But one team was 14-1 down and got back and drew the game, so I thought that was a great comeback. And the other one, I saw a good mate of mine, Roger Pascoe, who's now out at the Boulder Bowling Club, and since I saw him last, he's had a prosthetic. There was an accident out where he's working, and so prosthetic. So he was down at Country Week going flat out. So that was so good to see him back on the green, and he'll be trying out for the All Abilities. So that was
Excellent.
just made it even better for me.
We had a game during the week where we were 14-1 down and got back within 1, Doug.
Yeah.
And then we lost by 9.
Yeah, I probably do have a story with some good mates from Geraldton who scored an 8.
Oh,
Which was
really?
fantastic. They got an 8 in the fours, and so that meant they only lost by 7.
Oh. We'll get the 8 badge order in the office, no doubt.
I just picked up some 8 badges from the office for my cousin Bruce. Got an 8 at Dalwallinu a couple of weeks ago, pretty crucial, and he was about 30 to 6 down. And the other 2 rinks were winning reasonably well, but we're fair way behind in the aggregate. 30 to 6 down, and he gets an 8 to win the aggregate by 2.
Very nice.
well done.
That was a fairly handy 8, that one.
And there was an 8 dropped out at Cardinia, where they dropped an 8 on the last end and lost by 3 shots.
Wow. How many 8s you scored in your time, Phil?
Look, actually, a few actually. I'm honestly a few, but had nothing to do with me.
Doug, how many for you?
I've won a few, but it's not something I count. I don't.
No, I wouldn't have a clue. I don't count them, but
Actually, the only one I do remember is within my first 4 games of bowls, I actually won one, and I just thought there's something you did all the time.
All right.
Because I had no idea.
I
Took
have
another
dropped
20
some.
years to get another one.
So what about you, Clive? Are you leading into something like you've
No,
scored
2
20 or
for
something?
me.
2? Yeah,
2
no, I
in
wouldn't.
39 years.
You're a stats man. I wouldn't have a clue. No, quite a. I've got a few. Yeah.
I've involved in one at Aussie Park as we watch Will on the mat with his nice pink bowls going to the forehand. The breeze has dropped off to what it was earlier on, but it's still there.
Yes, hasn't dropped much, but
It's funny, as soon as you say that, you feel it.
yeah,
It was halfway through your
So,
sentence, you can
yeah.
feel it again.
yeah.
Now, does this hold on? Little edge, maybe? Not
Can.
quite. Just going to roll too far.
I suppose talking about 8s, Clive, and great bowl, Wally. Bradley Ball has probably drawn the shot just under the white. Well, he had shot anyway, but he's got a little closer. Talking about Country Week, someone brought up about the Mannings playing, and there was 4 of us once, and we were talking about
yes.
and.
Just hang on a sec, because
Yeah,
how close
it's a
is
good,
this?
Very good,
Great
very
bowl.
good.
Brilliantly played.
Good shot, yes. We were playing at Mount Pleasant, and my uncle, Bruce's father, Ron, he was the best Manning. We didn't tell him, but he was 8 down with 1 bowl to come, and he trailed the jack for 7.
Oh, I suppose yours had to be somewhere.
That would
Yeah.
only be about 15 shot turnaround. Yeah, ours had to be somewhere, didn't they?
I reckon he had trailed a fair way.
Who was out of the count?
Oh, I don't know. Mate. Who cares?
So,
When
so
you're 8 down.
as they find their way back up the green, I was involved in 2 8s that were side-by-side rinks, and we got one, and other guys get one. And so I got the badges for everyone, and then this guy said his is broken. So I said, oh, here, have mine. That's fine. And I said, this had got a few 8s badges? He said, no, this is my first one, but he said, I've got a lot of 7s. So,
All right, we'll talk about that in just a second as well, because there is a wonderful award for a 7.
is that?
Or
I know
involved
what
in a 7, but let's just see what happens here. So, of course, Mount Lawley have the Wolfie, and the Wolfie is in memory of Russell Wolfe, of course, and the great man Russell Wolfe. Hopefully Brad Ball will get off that centre line for us shortly, but and that is for the player that's out of the count. When you get a 7, you win
right.
you win
Awesome.
the Wolfie.
Ah, very good.
They present that at their presentation night each year.
Yeah.
Now, is this going to hang on? It's just going to drop under, I think.
Oh,
it's close.
Well, it was, and then the pink fell.
And It is close. I feel like that might have done enough for shot for Dom.
It's
It
hard
is
to
close
tell.
though.
Pink one's on the flat.
So my view of it from here, my guess as it would be is the pink bowler's shot.
It is on the flat too. It's Jack Eye on the flat. They usually win most measures.
If they're closer.
Only if they're closer, Clive. Probably talking about 8, so I probably have to tell this story because I play midweek pennants for South Perth and Scotty Walker's my skip. And we're holding 7, and Scott, honestly, I'm not going to exaggerate, had 4 metres to draw 8. It was tight and knocked him up for 3rd.
Oh, no. What's Dom got here?
Oh,
yes.
The Jack,
Well,
the white bowl. Let's just let them, they'll tell us.
white ball must be shot.
Has to be surely. But they're not telling us
Look at
much
this.
all game.
This is going to be really interesting to see what Will Hyatt chooses to do here, because it feels like he might have to just go straight up through the middle here.
So you cast your eyes straight to the
This
back.
weekend.
Wow. I think Peter Harris might have just claimed stat of the week.
Yeah. So
What's that stat, Phil?
Will
Yeah.
Hyatt, who is just walking out the bowl, is playing his 28th game this week.
Wow.
Phew.
So
Gee whiz, we think we're tired.
I know Gary
We're only
Caffel,
watching.
after he had played 21 games, of course they're straight because you keep on going, but he would have played a few more, but 28, my jingy.
That's since Friday
Yes,
last week.
Friday, yep.
Now,
8 days.
what contacts he got here, and what does he do off it? This fullback. Well, looks like it's still the white bowl shot.
Still not telling us anything.
But what it does tell us is the back bowl is now his. They may set his weight. We'll see what...
I think it's 1 to the Pinjarra combination at the moment.
The white one for
Don't
Brad's
think,
bowl.
and I think that bowl of Will's has fallen in for second. That would be my take. Peter and I got one very wrong earlier on with 2 shots behind that neither of us saw was even an opportunity.
Righto.
So Brad looking to find his way in here. It's not going to bend enough.
Was he trying to find his way in, or was he trying to get to the back, you
I'm
wonder?
not sure.
So discussion between the Mandra boys.
Well, a bit of movement off the edge of that could be deluxe for
Yes.
Will Hyatt.
Yes, especially if it clicks the jack on the way past.
Just back to the blues, and he could hold 4. So a bit of
He's
weight.
got plenty of weight, yep. Go on, mate, he says. Robbie
Oh,
says.
he's in the area for a chance. Where's it
Got
going?
the blue. He's got
What
the
is
blue.
happening?
Oh. Gee whiz. He hits that blue onto that white.
Number of balls rolled, but not sure it's made any difference. There might be
Gee whiz.
the white bowl. Could that possibly count the Jack High white bowl? Probably not.
Gee. That's hard to tell, isn't it? Dom's bowl there on the left may be in with a show.
So a lot of hand waving and
That's
gesturing.
that's why it's sometimes handy to have a paddler out on the rink. We don't have that for this game. Sometimes it is because they can give us an independent view. The guys have all discussed it amongst themselves, but they don't let us know.
They haven't told us anything the whole game.
No. It's a really important stage of the match. 11-7 lead to Ball and Melbourne.
And you'd think
We
Ball
think-
would be holding shots
think
at
Ball's
least,
got 1,
wouldn't
yeah.
you? Yeah, so let's see what happens.
So that hand's driven out of safety, Clive.
Well, he played the backhand with his last, so
Yeah.
I think that's where he'd be thinking similar.
I think he can hit the front pack and it can only go his way
Not
because his
gonna
bowl's
get-
going to
yeah,
hit
it's
the
not going to
jack.
get down from there.
Yeah, and he had a
So
yeah.
talking of paddles, as we wait the outcome of this, shot ball is
Well,
picked
it's
up.
definitely the shot.
Tape comes out, the stick of truth. So that'll decide if there is 2. So the markers, umpires that have all been played a part in the previous this whole week It's been outstanding, hasn't it, Phil? You would have been part of it. I did a bit of marking
Well,
the other day, and
they said that Peter Harris's best work was marking during the week.
So, and then today we've got Vicky Eva and Sue Hogg, who are sitting up the other end there in the shade and keeping an eye on proceedings.
That white Jack High Bowl did count.
Did count, yeah.
So we thought it might.
Well,
but
this could count too, Clive. This could be 3. This could be 3. Gee
Significant.
whiz. I think it could be an umpire's call here.
no, that was in, I think.
Was it?
We'll see.
Or was he measuring that then? If that's in, he doesn't need to measure anymore.
So it's 2.
2.
He needed to check whether that one was closer. I meant the original bowl. was,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Yes.
So 2 it is anyway to finish up. So that takes us to a 13-7.
I'm gonna leave you for a tick. I've got the. Oops. No, I'm not.
Sorry.
So just as Peter's there, Peter's been called aside. It's not the only hat he wears is running Country Week, and
I'll stay.
Logistical nightmare trying to get through it all. But he finished up. He wouldn't have got home till possibly 10
Last night,
yep. And 5:30 this morning he was here setting up.
Yep.
And I got here just after 7:30, and everything was done. I think I did the banners. Everything else was all laid out, and we're putting up our AFGRI, who are proud sponsors of the Country Week. So
He does a power of work. Does Peter
Pete,
Hassel.
unsung hero. People don't realise what goes into this. Trying to find venues must be a nightmare. So.
And talking of
Didn't mention
venues,
it.
we've got Ladies Country Week, and we are screaming for venues.
Yep.
As we so if there's anyone out there can assist, I know I've been speaking to clubs today, and Sorrento are going to assist Peter, which will be of help, but we need more. We still need more.
Lots
Let's
more.
piece it all together.
Well, I'll just slip out of the chair, and Pete might even make a comment. No.
This ball drifting in to sit right behind. And well, that's a great start for Rob Tiller. As we farewell both Doug and Phil for now. I'm sure they'll be back later in the day, unless we can help it. And
Let's forget security.
and Peter Harris comes back in. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, good.
No, boys are doing a great job there. Congratulations again to Ashley and Peter for their purchase of those bowls, Pete. It was,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really good amount to a great cause as well.
Now, we've got 4 ends to play, and it's a 6-shot lead to Ball and Milbourne, Pete. And my rule of thumb's about a 1.5 margin to say that it starts getting hard after 1.5 per end required.
They're on the verge of, on the verge of making life difficult for themselves, or Brad and Dominic making it difficult for them.
6 in 4 ends, you almost need to win all the ends from there. It doesn't sound like it, but the problem is if you drop one, suddenly you need 7 or 8 from 3 ends, and that sounds hard, you know.
Yeah. At this stage, you're looking for shot, but you're looking for opportunities to get a number as well, just to take that pressure off. So this is a nice start, holding one.
Peter Watchmer is still watching. I never know whether it's Watchmer or Walkmer, by the way. Not quite sure, but anyway.
Well, it's Wacky.
He said, is holding 7 last Saturday playing Noosa in the Grade 8 competition, GR8 competition. I had a meter to draw the 8th and trailed the Jack for 4. Partner not impressed.
Peter had shot, but obviously. Ken will just get onto the front of this Jack, make things difficult for Brad. Would like it to fall down, I reckon. Didn't quite cover it.
We'll get a look at that shortly, but there it is there. So still access to the jack
Yes.
available.
It's still inviting. That's probably what they're discussing, how inviting they want to be here, how much weight. They're looking at the forehand. Arm motioning the forehand, which...
Well, Dom hasn't had the greatest time on that backhand
No,
in this direction.
He can't quite...
In this direction, he's been pretty good the other way.
Yeah.
But this way, he just hasn't quite been able to find it. He is playing the backhand.
Need to play some weight the backhand with that Hyatt bowl. I think he played the weight on this hand better than he has the draw. He might be just showing
He's
that.
very close, Peter. Bowl and jack.
Jack, and it jammed.
Still a reasonable
Jammed on the pinks.
set up for them.
Still threw you down.
Still got some access in there.
Yeah, but it's probably not quite as inviting
No.
as it was.
No.
I'd like it to have got past that pink one.
Well, this could loom as being a very important few bowls coming here.
This is the end.
Robbie's played this well.
Yep. Sneaking around the pink.
He's got another one in there without really adding much to the target. I assume we'll see that reaching type shot again rather than a cold draw.
Yeah, well, as we said, he's played that shot okay, on pretty good on this hand, but it's the draw that just can't seem to find that line. He's got weight again, that's for sure.
Oh, he's in the area
We
again.
can tell you he's close. We can tell you the jack has moved. There you go.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
well
is a
played.
Great shot.
That is a
Great
huge shot.
shot.
In the scheme of the game, that is huge.
Yes, there were holes larger than the jack, and he's found the jack. So what look desperate. We'll wait to see what Rob does to see how desperate, but
Well, he needs a clear run now.
his weight's okay, isn't it? But he's going to get jammed. So to turn over 2 up, I know they're a long way away, but 2 up after being 4 down.
Yeah, it's a big conversion,
turnover.
isn't it? Yep. And really not in any danger of dropping any more than 2 now,
No. No.
which when you've got a 6-shot lead is pretty handy.
Brad can sink the knife in a little bit further by getting within the foot of the jack. That's going to make life hard for Will. Run looks a touch short, is it?
He's going to do enough to count and perhaps be a little bit nuisance value.
Yeah, he's going to make Will make sure he pushes it a bit wider than maybe what he wanted.
Well, Will's done a pretty good job with this, I think.
Great shot here, isn't it? Yep, number 1.
Yep, just had to
Really
trust that
good.
line that it would do enough.
That was the key.
Is Brad thinking of going
Yes.
for this bowl?
I think he's going for the bowl.
He is going for the bowl, and he's got the bowl. That's a great shot.
When you've got a weapon like that, and you've got full confidence and faith in it,
It just says to Will, well, you did it once, can you do it again?
yeah, well, you need to do it again.
Needs that clear run.
Weight's okay, and he has. That's a superb shot. Superb shot.
Well played. Well played, and really, that was game on the line
That
right
was
there.
nearly game over.
Yep.
If he didn't do that.
So 1 it is to Hyatt and Tiller. They trail by 5, 3 ends to play. And again, they're still in that situation where really they need to win all 3 of those ends.
Yes, and they need at least 1 multiple. Either a big multiple or 2 multiples. One's understatement of the year. Not going to do it.
So a bit of a discussion.
AFGRI, our proud sponsor.
Yep, outstanding. Their contribution to Country Week, both men's and women's.
Very much appreciated.
So the Mandurah guys have had a bit of a discussion. Looks like we're going to see a Matt back and short jack.
Short jack.
Haven't seen much of that at all today. Perhaps rolled a little bit further than they would have thought, but it's in the vicinity of where they were looking.
I'll leave this for you because I've got a bit of a restricted viewing.
So you change the length. Can you nail it with your first attempt? Robbie Tiller just needs it to pull up, and he's done fairly well with that. That's a good first bowl.
Nice start. I just need to give Brad a little pull to the left.
Yeah, he's been a little bit centre line hovery, as Brad.
If you just want to mute me, I might just have a...
Better I'll go and sort that out to get him off that centre line. Although, as if you say that, he has stepped off the centre line. He gets a reprieve for now. A great shot there from Rob Tiller. Gets the jack back into the area of his other bowl.
He's always been lucky, Brad.
It's about so Rob Tiller's bowls are just about a foot behind, really, just over a foot behind. And does Dom find a way to land them? Does he need to?
Doesn't need to.
What a shot! Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, we would have loved that to fall over as well.
It thought about it.
Yeah.
Gives Will a sight.
Looks like Calvin Rogers wants to know about how to get some 8 badges. So we were talking about 8s with the boys, with Phil and Doug. How many 8s you got in your time?
1. 1, lost 1.
Oh, you've lost one, have you? Okay. I've never dropped an 8. I've got 2 8s myself, but never. Well, not myself. Can't get one yourself. In teams, but
it happens when
never
you
drop one.
When you trust your third. You should never trust your third.
Who was your third?
Pennant's in Cunderton against Quirting.
Okay.
We were 6 down on the crossover. I drew second shot.
Wow, that's a result. Wow.
Yeah. Drew second shot. And the opposition skip didn't get me out, but added another second. Third. He said, you can't get yours. You can put this jack in the ditch. 5 for us. Can't get ours.
Oh, so it was a self-inflicted 8 as
Guess
well.
what? Look at ours. Perfect. 7 down. He drew another one. Didn't even take any.
Just misses with weight as well.
No pity on me either. I gave him 7. You think he'd throw last.
I'll take 8. Thank you very much.
Never trust your third. What is Brad doing?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Is he going around the back?
No, he's going around the back or Colt? Yep, definitely. Got one of them. It's not our style of game. I'll put it that way.
I guess, are they thinking that those 2 bowls are not going to stay there for the whole
I
end?
suppose if they get them clean, they're 3 down. It gets theirs, then it'll be a clear I don't know. All I know is I'm not that confident enough that I don't think I'm getting mine.
I have driven at heads where I've been holding shot.
Yeah, no, I've seen that before.
Yeah, but okay.
But I'll be thinking I'm going to get my own here. I'm not.
Well, you didn't at the time you dropped your 8.
Yeah, I got my own all right. think
Tell you what, is this getting down for Robbie?
it's close. Just an edge of something.
Yeah, it's really
enough.
well played.
Still down, but
Gets it out into the open. But again, Ball and Melbourne quite successful in limiting how many high until it can get. Really, they can't get more than 3 now on this end.
Yep.
And that's with 3 perfect bowls. Brad's found his way onto that line again.
Move the jack.
Good shot from Don Milburn there.
It's a great shot, isn't it? Sits at a nice angle for Rob to be a confident draw here. But still a good shot.
At least with the game of pairs, he's not there for long, Brad.
No.
He has to move. Just on the outside,
Yeah,
but
he'll be okay with that.
save that one for later.
Yep.
I think Dom can almost afford to just turn his own bowl or just pass now.
Yep, he needs to turn his own, trail the jack around the corner. Or sit inside the Mandra bowl. How much weight has he got?
Little jack movement, not quite.
But he ran away as well, so he'd be okay with that. Shaking the head, but I think he'd like another couple of feet.
Well, it's Will Hyatt needing to come up with something special again here. He came up with something special on the last end where he drew it, he got ripped out, and he drew it again. Can he do it again here to keep them in the match? Landing the bowl or trailing. Needs it to get right down to it now. It's just going to be on the outside.
Oh,
Closes down the angle.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that.
A complete miss would have been much better for him in the end.
Just, 3 down.
Brad's gone straight to the back.
3 down with nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Going big.
I think-
Hoping really for the kill.
I think I agree with that.
At least he gets the inside. He might get the other for only 1 down, but that's not good this time of the game either.
Oh, he's missed that. So now Brad to draw another one. No fear now. Doesn't need to be going around the back. Needs to draw another one, and that would give them a 9-shot advantage with 2 ends left to play. Would almost have the title in their grasp. Is he a bit quick? Just needs to land amongst
Might
now.
land the ball.
No, he's rolled
No.
too far. So it'll be 3, and that still gives them a very sizable advantage.
2 ends to play.
8-shot lead, 16 shots to 8, and of course that means that if Ball and Melbourne win this end, it will be a game over. They've done it in multiples, Pete. They've had one score of 1, Ball and Melbourne. Everything else has been multiples, 3 2s and 3 3s.
That helps the scoreboard tick over, doesn't it?
And I guess that comes down to a little bit of the windy conditions they've had to play, and it's not easy just to cut down numbers.
Jack on the tee.
Yep, Matt up just a couple of metres.
Yeah, so it's nearly full length. Interesting decision,
Yeah.
considering that's not what they've been playing.
Yeah, and generally if you were looking for a number, you would probably go long.
This is what you do. They went short, which
You
you do
hope
as
for
well.
a loose end and you pick up 4 or 5, you know.
Brad's thoughts are probably Jack near the ditch. I'll put it in the ditch for 1 and we win. If they get close. It's a nice start here. It's going to run away a little bit, but
Well, when you need numbers, your first couple of bowls have got to reach.
Yep. did run under the head a little bit more than I thought, but the weight was what he needed.
So a change of hands from Dom. This is going out to a very wide line. I'm not sure that's going to get back.
Great weight.
Well, he changed because he had his own bowl in his way. But this is what we talked about can happen on a longer end. You end up with a bit more of a spread result. And well, if Robbie's got the weight, this isn't bad.
The weight's pretty good, I think.
He's played it really well.
So, he's done his first job. He's got another job to do, but he's done his first job.
The old you're saying there's a chance. It only takes 1 or 2 bowls from Brad or Dom to make this very difficult again. Mandurah stickers. And then a few more of those Mandurah stickers around the jack this end. This is holding wide as well.
It's not too bad if he runs it, but he's short as well, so
it's a little bit of both. In terms of just needs to be a touch tighter and another metre of weight.
So he only got 2 things wrong.
Yeah, there just isn't vicious turn on this forehand side. Now it does go quite late, and as we see here, that it goes reasonably late when you get up there. But if you don't quite reach, it just sort of sticks. That's all to do with a bit of the breeze, and
he's got more weight this time, but he might need a little connection of something.
He's getting that connection. Second shot.
That second shot.
And that was unfortunately for High and Tiller all it was going to take to make it just a lot more difficult now. Almost no jack movement now.
Yep, he's got to be drawing to move that jack. Got 5 shots at it to do it.
Didn't quite send it.
No, I think they do need to be trolling that jack.
So for Brad and Dom, the Pinjarra guys, the bowl around the back would be handy. It's just how you get it there.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if he's back on this backhand around his own.
Yep.
To the back blue.
Yep. Somewhere around that back blue. Doesn't even matter whether he gets inside it or outside it in a way.
No, gets outside it, he makes them pay more precision weight. Gets inside it, he's right in the middle of them. Oh, he's actually thundering a little bit down here, looking for shot. Well, no, he didn't stay on. Doesn't really change the Mandra's shot.
I'm not sure that weight is quite what we expected.
No, they don't need shot necessarily. Obviously,
No.
it puts the game out, but a little bit of defence.
Jack movement here could make things interesting. He's just going to be under.
It's a great effort. Great effort. So now he's asking for that bowl behind.
Can almost be anywhere in that the two lines that are outside our centre line. If you trace them back to the ditch, it's almost in that zone. Anywhere is handy.
Yep. The line's just underneath.
Well, he's going to sit
Probably
for
make another one, but
probably 2. It doesn't take the danger of the trail away.
no, doesn't change the Mandra shot. They've got 3 shots of getting this jack a metre at least. Would it be easier just trying to put the jack in the ditch? It's still the same 4 shots.
Potentially. So a more rather than less type shot.
Just an easier shot than trying to trail at a metre. He's certainly got more weight here. He's got ditch weight.
He's very close to the jack. He's got it. Well, it's at least 2.
Maybe
Might be 3. We both looked up and saw that pink bowl and went, oh, that might actually be 3.
That's a good shot. And
well, look.
you don't want to be harsh, but probably should have been covered. Or at least attempted to be covered.
Yeah. You're 8 behind. If you can get 3, you're still in it, aren't you?
Yeah, 1 and 2 makes it really hard.
Yeah.
But getting a 5 is
It's possible.
sounds.
Yeah. You don't get many 6s.
So
Well, this is
it's not bad.
handy. He does need it to pull up.
He's still going to be down, but just the 2
And a lot harder to get more in there.
and behind them, so
Yep.
that takes away the trail option as well. So Will just needs to draw 2 now.
Well, the one good thing is an advantage is he has drawn up here on this hand a couple of ends ago, so he knows the line. It's probably a little bit longer in terms of the length, but he knows the line. Because he almost drew to exactly where that jack is.
As you got the run. There you go. We said he did. So 3.
Ooh, okay. You're on was the call from Robbie. Certainly on our angle on the screen that is close.
Looks better on that angle.
So really Brad's job is just to beat that last bowl. Just past the pink.
Yeah.
If he lands on the shot bowl, that's all right as well.
Beats his own. He's certainly 3rd, maybe even 2nd. Just. Oh, he has put it out there. So what's the weight like?
He's played it well,
Just hasn't
not
got the
quite
weight.
there. Wow, that pulled up quick.
So
Again, that's into the breeze.
3. That'll leave him 5 to get.
Can he find a 4th?
So 4's a whole lot easier. Not sure he knows.
Needs a clear run, that's the issue.
Yeah, no, he's
I'm not sure he had the run anyway, didn't. So 3 is confirmed. Just a sneaky chance. I mean, clearly you'd rather have the 5-shot lead and you'd feel reasonably comfortable with the 5-shot lead, but you just need to guard against anything that might happen. 16-11 to Ball and Milbourne.
discussion whether it's going to be short or long, really. At least going this way.
What time do we see the 4's final starting pattern?
We see it around 2:30.
Okay. So that,
Approximately
if you are
2:30.
watching, that's about 24 minutes from now.
It'll be pretty soon after the conclusion of this game.
Of course, we encourage you to make sure you follow Bowls WA on social media and on YouTube, and you get those notifications when we're live.
Barring a run of dead ends. Chasing a 5, of course. So they haven't gone super long. There's the start. Pretty good start, isn't it? So
Did you get a little piece? Not quite. Very handy.
I'm looking to do something similar, just gliding past the jack within that 2 feet kind of area.
Yeah, it's all about sort of matching up bowls now, isn't it? You know, you're defending 5. Just match up the opposition's bowls, really.
He's done that. That's nearly perfect for first bowl.
if you don't leave the opposition with sort of 2 or 3 bowls together where you're not represented, you position yourself very well in this situation.
Rob wants to hurry, doesn't want to leave it short. It's in the head enough.
It
but
is.
He'd like it a little bit further.
Yeah, there's almost too big a gap between his 2 bowls, regardless of where the jack is.
Bounds around the back of that, so another good shot here. Also in the head.
So do you expect Will to be reaching just to land the shot bowl or trail to Rob?
It's still building that head at this stage, isn't it? Just seeing where it lies come those last 4 bowls or last 3 bowls. Do you think you have a chance or not?
Oh, this is tight for line. And then there comes a time where you need to consider, do you try and kill it? If you feel like the setup you've got so far isn't going to give you an opportunity for 5, you might as well have the extra trying to kill it.
And if this next bowl doesn't get shot or at least to the back blue, that 5 is nearly gone. So there you go, that's the call. Arrive on that bowl, arrive on the jack. Needs to sit the shot bowl or trial the jack, or at least get to the back blue. Okay, did both.
Wow.
Changes the complexion a little bit.
So it is 2 at the moment to Hyatt and Tiller. They need 5 to get us to an extra end. Does Brad find a land here? I don't think so. Well,
2 up with 4 to play.
That ball will stay up at the back of the rink.
2 up with 4 to play. So minimum is Rob has to bowl another 1. They'd prefer another 2. They'd like to be 4 up with 2 to play.
And of course they have to do that without building too much of a target, because otherwise it only takes 1 hit.
And Brad will be thinking about that as well.
Certainly.
He doesn't need them all, he just needs to get rid of a couple.
So can Rob build on this?
Yeah. Build on this without building the target. Just act casual.
Looks quick.
He doesn't want to hit the white one especially. Not ideal. Don's job's just really still to get close.
He's pushing through it as well.
He's just thundering through, isn't he?
He's got one of the bowls onto the jack.
So it'd still be 2.
Well, right now they'll be very happy that Brad Ball's bowl stayed on at the back of the rink, although there is a lot of room.
Yeah, it's not necessarily easy to get to. They've got 3 bowls left, so there's a 5 still here to be taken.
There was talk of trying to land that bowl into the ditch. Don't know that that's what's required right now. It just needs to count.
No, because
this must count.
There's too much room. Even if he does that. Is he clear? Yes, he is. But is he up? Is he up? I don't know.
I was about to say yes, but I'm not absolutely sure about that now.
Mike beats this bowl.
That is close for a 3rd.
Brad's called him to follow the last bowl.
Dom can find third shot with this bowl, it all of a sudden gets very difficult.
Yep.
Now, does he find a gap? Oh, I think he has. Oh no, he's caught the edge. I thought he was finding a gap through
Still
there.
got third shot.
Oh wow!
Because he's hit it a long way.
Wow.
He was going at speed. Will's looking pained, depressed. Yes, it was a bit of luck. It was still hard as it was, but it's even harder now.
Well, now he has to sit that and stay to have any chance, and then see what's left.
Bowl to bowl and stay.
Well, it depends. We don't know whether that front bowl of Robbie Tiller counts or not in terms of, it doesn't count now, but beating the white.
Probably no, depending on the weight Will uses.
So he must make impact with this bowl, and it's not easy. I mean, look at the shot that he's got. He's got to get round the front.
I suppose at least he's got a clear road to the jack if he can hit it hard and get an edge. But
that's if they decide to go with the kill option.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't do anything here, then he'll have to.
Yeah.
But it's so close to the ditch.
I think they've already decided the kill option is the option.
He's so close to the ditch.
Because getting the two Pinjarra bowls is almost impossible. So could bounce it out of the ditch.
Oh. Okay. Can you use that bowl now? That's one advantage.
If you belly the jack, it's at least not going straight in.
Yeah, exactly. Hit the jack onto the bowl and hope it gets really sideways. With Will's weight, that's a possibility.
Is Brad trying to just clog this up? He hasn't quite got down to it.
Well,
so here we go.
could be the last bowl. Looking, but not.
So that will be it, and unbelievably, Pinjarra do it again, Peter.
3 in a row.
Brad Ball and Dom Milbourne are our champions in the pairs discipline at the 2025 AFGRI Men's Country Week event. Pinjarra make it 3 on the trot. Not entirely sure how many that was in the end. Probably, what?
1 to Pinjarra.
1 to Pinjarra.
I think.
And it doesn't matter because they are the title holders. We'll make it 1 to Pinjarra. 17-11 final scoreline. Brad Ball and Dom Milbourne. Brad is, the state pairs champion a couple of years ago, and he's now added another Country Week pairs championship to his list of titles. Peter, the fours final probably are on track for around about a 2:30 start.
Yeah, we'll be very close to 2:30, I think.
All right, so don't go too far. We are going to leave you for now, but don't go too far. Of course, big thank you to AFGRI, BCIB and Regional Men's Health Initiative. Big thank you to Mitch for bringing us all of the pictures as well, doing a fantastic job. And we'll be back here at Sorrento in around about 15 minutes. Don't go too far. YouTube, of course, streamer, and keep an eye on the Bowls WA socials as well. We'll see you when we are back here very shortly for the fours final here at Men's Country Week.